For the next part, let us talk about writing linear equations or writing the equations of a line if the given is the slope and the coordinates of the point. One thing that you should always remember is that the first integer is called the x-coordinate and the second integer is called the y-coordinate. So if we're talking about x sub 1 and y sub 1 and the formula, the first number will go to the second part and the second number will go to the first part. Okay, so for our given, the coordinates 3, 2, and the slope 3, substituting to our formula, y minus y sub 1, y sub 1 is 2. So let us write 2 equals, our slope m is 3, so replace m with 3, times x minus our x sub 1 is 3, so replace it with 3. So on this part, we have to simplify our equation, meaning there should be no no parentheses or grouping symbols, and similar terms are already combined. No, so para po ma-simplify, gagawin din natin siyang slope-intercept form. So the first thing that you should do is to distribute 3 to x and negative 3. So we will have 3x minus 3 times 3 is 9. Then bring down y minus 2. Writing the equation in slope-intercept form, we will have y equals, transpose negative 2 to the other side, it will become positive 2. Okay, so negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7. So our first equation will be y equals 3x minus 7. For the second one, we have negative 1, 5, and the slope 2/3. So again, let us make use of the formula y minus y sub 1. Our y sub 1 is 5. So let us write 5 equals m. Our slope is 2/3. So let us write 2/3 times x minus our first coordinate or x coordinate is negative 1. Make sure to write the sign of negative 1 because one wrong writing of the sign will change the answer. Okay, so to simplify our given, let's start with the innermost parenthesis. We have x minus negative 1. Always remember the KSO, keep. So x will still be x. Switch. So negative will become positive. And opposite, the opposite of negative 1 is positive 1. So x minus negative 1 will be x plus 1. The next step is for you to multiply x plus 1 to 2/3. So multiplying x plus 1 to 2/3, the next statement will be 2/3 x, and 2/3 times 1 is 2/3. Then bring down y minus 5. Simplifying our given to be written in slope-intercept form, bring down y, transpose negative 5 to the other side of the equation, it will become positive 5. Then adding the similar terms, we have 2/3 x, and since 2/3 and 5 are both positive, we can write 5 and 2/3. But on the side, let us have some review for the fraction lesson. We have 2/3 and 5. The denominator of 5 is 1, so meaning our LCD will be taken from 3 and 1. The LCD of 3 and 1 is 3, so if we divide 3 by 3, multiplying it by 2, we will still have 2/3. Plus, dividing 3 by 1, we have 3. Times 5, we will have 15. So as a shortcut, if you were given it with a fraction and a whole number, just multiply the denominator of the fraction to the whole and then copy the denominator. Okay, so 5 times 3 is 15 with the denominator of 3. They are already similar fractions, so you can add directly the numerator and copy the denominator. So 2 plus 15 is 17 over the denominator is 3. And this will be our equation in slope-intercept form. For the last example, we have -4, -1, and the slope, which is -1. Applying the formula y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1, we will have y minus y sub 1 is -1. Do not forget to write the negative sign. Equals the slope, which is -1, times x minus our x sub 1, which is -4. Okay, so just like what we did earlier, we have to eliminate first our innermost parenthesis. So to eliminate that one, KSO again, keep switch opposite. So x will still be x, plus will be, negative will become plus, and opposite of 4 or of -4 is 4. Then we will multiply this polynomial with your slope, -1. So the next statement will be -1 times x is -x. -1 times 4 is -4. Applying the same process to our left side of the equation, we will have keep switch opposite, so y will be y. Negative or minus will become plus, and negative will become positive. Now, writing our equation in slope-intercept form, you will have y equals, applying subtraction property or transposing +1 to the right side of the equation, it will become -1. So we have -x, -4 plus -1, or -4 minus 1. So we will have -5. And this will be our equation in slope-intercept form. If you are to write the equations in standard form, always remember that you should change it to the form ax plus by equals c, and then multiply the whole equation by the LCD if you have denominators.